Hi everyone, my name's Sarah. I am a physio and I have attended some of Carol's Pilates classes in the past. She's very kindly come and asked me to speak to you about backs today. So we've just spoken about back myths and different things that people may think about their pain, and we've basically busted them. But I'm just going to talk to you a little bit now about how we as physios categorise back pain when someone comes into clinic to see us, and how that then can be helped by Pilates. So back pain is the leading cause of disability worldwide. So probably everybody has experienced some form of back pain at some point in their lives. Some people may get it intermittently. Some people may have an episode of back pain once and then it goes away. Sometimes people can get back pain and it can actually cause problems down into the leg or the legs. So as physios, the majority of people that we see that come into clinic have what we call a non-specific mechanical low back pain. So that could be triggered by lifting to pick something out of a shelf. It could be by picking something up from the floor. You could do anything and it will cause a muscle spasm anywhere in your back. It can cause instant pain. You can be stopped in your tracks. You could be stuck in that position for a while. It can be really, really painful, but the majority of the time it's going to get better. So anything can trigger it. It could be muscles that could be go into a bit of a spasm. There could be a little bit of an arthritis going on in the joints into your spine that can cause that pain. We've got that. Then we've got discogenic back pain. So that is more about your nerve roots. So some of you might have heard of, L1, L2, L2, L3, all the way down to L4, 5, L5, S1 impingement. So let me just show you what they're talking about when they go on about that. So you've got your lumbar spine. So we start off at L1, which is roughly about here. It's different in everybody, but it's around here. And then it comes down L2, L3, L4, just on level with the top of your pelvis, L5, and then S1. So with those types of back pains, you might get your pain down into your leg. A lot of you will probably have suffered from some form of sciatica, or you might get pins and needles or tingling or numbness into the side of your leg, down into your foot. Sometimes maybe a bit of altered sensation at the front of your thigh. Physio can help. Again, we tend to give people Pilates type exercises or weight sort of strengthening training. Everybody's different. People can respond better to weight training. People can respond better to Pilates. Sometimes this isn't everything that's sometimes this isn't quite enough to resolve, particularly the leg sort of symptoms. This is when people may potentially need some form of imaging, so a scan, to see if there's any problems with the motor part of the nerve that feeds into those muscles. So for example, if you were to get leg pain, but you were to get weakness into different parts of your legs, your physio will assess that, but then you may have to, and it's very rare, but sometimes you may have to go on to have some form of surgical intervention just to sort that out. Like I say, for the majority of people that do get those type of symptoms, physio and Pilates really do help as well. Then the final type of back pain that we categorise is the most rarest type, but it's the most what we would call sinister. So it's just that everyone needs to be aware of these types of symptoms, but please don't worry. If you were to get any problems with bladder or bowel control, so, if you felt like you needed to go for a wee, but you couldn't pass water, or you lost control of bladder or bowel, if you were to get symptoms, so tingling, pins and needles, numbness into the same parts of both legs at the same time, if you were to get altered sensation into your saddle region or your genitals, we would say that you need to seek urgent medical attention for these, because there are some things that can be caused from a disc bulge or other things that are going on, and it can cause something called cauda equina syndrome. Like I say, it's very, very rare, but this can cause problems where the nerves at the bottom of your spine can be pushed and irreversible nerve damage can be caused if that's not picked up on soon enough. We're talking 24 hours. So just to be aware of that, you just need to make sure that if you were to notice any symptoms, you need to be seeking urgent medical attention. So overall, we've got our non-specific mechanical low back pain, which is what affects the majority of people. We've got the discogenic pain, so your nerve root impingements caused from a problem where the nerve comes out of the comes out from the spine, or discs. But again, just to touch on disc problems where the disc can potentially bulge out. It can touch the nerve, sometimes it doesn't touch the nerve, but you can still get the same problems, the same really bad leg pain, back pain. Over time, the majority of people, in the majority of people, it will resolve. There's just a small amount of people that need that extra input of, a surgeon operating on your back to help relieve your symptoms. And then the final category is that really, really unlikely, very small group of people that are affected by what we've already talked about, cauda equina syndrome. You need to just make sure that you're aware of those symptoms and seeking urgent medical attention if you were to get those. I hope that's covered, all the stuff about backs and, some of the terminology that you have probably heard of in the past. If you've got any questions or anything, by all means, get Carol to ask me. Thank you.